Let's take a look at the chart action for Dogecoin. All right, so here is what we were looking at in my last video. We had resistance right here, resistance right here. I was watching this downtrend, something like this, and I was thinking until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I'll be targeting this previous wick right here at around 0.125. There's kind of an interesting thing though. I started using a different chart. This one's the Bittrex chart, and I switched over the Binance chart, and I was also looking at the Coinbase chart, and I noticed those ones didn't go all the way down to 0.125. If we look at this wick right here, we have a wick. This is that same wick that I was watching at 125 on the Bittrex chart. This one only went down to 0.131. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The price just recently went down to 136. And I think on Coinbase, if we look at the Coinbase chart, it went down to 135. So the Coinbase was actually closest out of those three. Anyways, let me find Dogecoin on Coinbase. It's right here. All right, so if we look at this wick, let's move the chart down and check out this wick right here, because here's where my limit order was at 0.125, but the wick was way up here at around 0.135. And if you look at where we wicked down just now, it's only like 1 cent off. So we would have been a lot closer using the Coinbase chart. So I don't know. I mean, I use the Coinbase chart for my stuff. I have like all my, I mean, this is the one that I put like my positions on. I have all these green lines are positions. So right now it does look like we're breaking this trend line right here. We have this little channel pattern, something like this, and it looks like we're breaking to the upside. I usually don't like to use these Coinbase charts because I have all my stuff on it and it's usually a mess. But we have a channel pattern breaking out to the upside like that. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that we have some uptrends. We have support right here and we have support right here. I'm watching this uptrend pushing us up like this. I think we have resistance right here and resistance right here though. Let's do another trend line, something like this. We'll switch to like the Binance chart here in a minute, but it does look like we are kind of breaking this line right here, sitting at around 0.159, I think it is. Yeah, 159. We are kind of breaking that, so I'm thinking the next level might be up here at around 0.175. Let's switch over to the Binance chart and we can kind of get a better look and a fresh kind of chart. That's kind of why I like using the Binance charts as opposed to my charts where I have a bunch of stuff on them. So yeah, nice clean chart. We could delete everything. The main thing I'm probably looking at, let's switch over to the daily time frame though. What I was looking at, we have like in the smaller time frame or in this smaller little period, because we have like this big huge downtrend, something like this, and then we also have this other, I mean, we have a pretty big downtrend in general. But if we just focus on this little area right here for right now, what I'm looking at is, let's zoom in, we have resistance right here, resistance right here. I'm looking at this downtrend, something like this, and we just broke this trend line going to the upside right here. There's a couple different ways we can maybe look at the bottom. I don't know. We have support right here and support right here. We also have support. So, I mean, you could argue it's a channel pattern and we're doing something like this, or maybe, I don't know. I don't really like the way these patterns kind of look. It just makes more sense because there's more context, I guess. It just looks kind of, the lines are pretty close to it. So what I'd probably do is target from the top to the bottom of this channel at the back of it, drag this to the breakout, and I'm looking at a target of around 0.174. It kind of lines up with this previous resistance right here, and these are the kind of the other things that I would target anyways out of a breakout. We have resistance right here and we have resistance right here. This one is sitting at around 0.174 and the next one is sitting at around 0.190. We also have resistance right here and resistance right here. We have a trend line, something like this. So I think in general, this might be the next target at around 0.190 until we break this uptrend going to the downside. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. We can see this support. We can do a trend line going to the upside and check it out. We broke above the 4-hour 9 moving average, got a bounce on it. Now we're getting support on it and bouncing to the upside, as opposed to being under it and getting resistance, kind of getting pushed down. Now we're getting support, getting pushed up. So I do like the way it's doing it on the 4-hour time frame. Now if we switch over the daily time frame, we're under it. Now we just broke above it. Let's see if we can get that same kind of support the next couple days. Maybe we get support on it, start bouncing to the upside, start trying to hit these targets up here. This one's, I mean, like I said, .190. Hopefully we can get up here, break through that, and then start kind of coming back a little bit. The only question is though, are we going to be able to break some of these downtrends on the bigger time frame? So if we zoom out, we were looking at these like a smaller downtrend right here, but we also have resistance right here and resistance right here. Let's look at this real quick. We have something like this, and we still haven't really broke this one yet, but it does look like we're coming in close. Like I said, I do really like the fact that we did break above that 9 moving average. So let's see if we could break above this trend line right here where we have resistance from, like if we zoom out, we have this little resistance zone and then this little resistance zone. If we could break out of this little trend, maybe that'll be a good signal, or at least break this trend line. That'll be a good signal in my opinion. We'll also probably want to keep an eye on this 180 moving average, this orange line right here. This one is sitting at around .22. So I don't know, maybe this level right here, this level right here, and this level right here. First one, .90. Second one, .22. Third one, maybe .30. You can also argue that we have some resistance right here and resistance right here. Let's do another trend line downwards like this. So I mean, we might have to come in and test this trend line right here before we could come up and hit this resistance zone up here. We might be hitting something like this before we can come up and touch this one. And if you kind of look at this area, maybe right here is around .2, maybe .25 something. Let's see if we could break this trend line first. I think that's step one. If we could break this one, then we can start looking at this one. But like I said, if we delete everything and we zoom in, we did break this little area right here. So maybe this is a good sign, and we also broke the 9 moving average. So pretty good stuff. Hopefully we can keep this momentum going to the upside. Let's draw that 4-hour trend line again, because that's another thing that I'll probably be watching. We have this support right here and this support right here. I'll probably be watching this on the 4-hour time frame. If we break this trend line going to the downside, that might be a signal. And if you look right here on the 4-hour, we also have this 180 moving average at around .70. So yeah, check it out on your own chart. In general, right now, I think as long as we're trending on the upside of this trend line, I'll be targeting previous resistances in general. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your guys' price targets are or analysis is. If you're wondering how to follow along and look at charts in general, check out this playlist right here. It's an intro into TradingView, and it'll help you follow along with the videos. If you want to support the channel, sign up to my Patreon, or you can send me some Dogecoin to the wallet address below.